tumesema tunanyakua. All the single ladies, kuna mahali song inasema if you like it do what? If you like it do what? Kwa hivyo next year tunangoja hizo. Karibu, wakati ni wako, you're looking very lovely. Na mwili si unayo. When I grow up I want to have a figure like yours. Karibu sana.
Tunaweza maintain. Praise God. Amen. I love God. It's an honor to be here. It's such a pleasure to be here. Look at your neighbor and tell them you look fabulous. You look fabulous. Toka kwa roho, simone wivu, sema you look fabulous. If fabulous was a name, it would have your name on it. Sindio? Look at your other neighbor and tell her you look gorgeous. You look gorgeous. And the day would not have been what it is if you were not here. The weather is good, so I will try and do this. This is my projector, so I think we'll try and do this to the best that we can. But in most of my presentations, I normally start with numbers. Before I start, I think all protocols observed. It's a pleasure to be here. To Ruth and Rehema Kiteto, Wezesha, we are grateful to have this. I think this is the first one. Yes? This is the first one. Give them a clap. We hope and pray that this will keep on happening every single year. Let us celebrate ourselves, yeah? Because you're women. Do you know that from the age of, let's say 16, to when you're, I'm closer to that age, so to when you're 45, yes? 16 to 45, every single month, there's always a plan to get you pregnant. Can you celebrate yourself? Every single month, there's always an egg released in your body. Yeah? So imagine how many babies you would have had from the age of 16 to 45. So it is a beauty because lazima ucheze kimpango, sindio? Lazima ujielewe, sindio? Lazima ujue. There are times hauna moods. Then there are times, we're recorded, right? But let me just say it. Then there are times, funga masikio if you don't want to hear. There's a time you just want a man. And you don't understand and your hormones are raving, yeah? It is not you. It is how God created you. That at ovulation, your body is ready to receive a sperm. Your sperm is swim, kutane na egg, sindio? So the egg is released somewhere between day 12 to 14. Yende patane na kasperm, ijitengeneza alafu ikae kwa mwili yako, sindio? So you have to understand your body. And for some of those things don't happen. So we really need to understand our reproductive health. Yeah? Do men have ovaries? No, but it is good to know these things. Sindio? Because you have a sister, you have a wife. Wakati ana moods, you need to understand. Sindio? Wakati anaki kukusikiza, umesikia? Wakati she doesn't want you to touch her somewhere, you have to understand that that is the way God created us. Yeah? The word of God says, I am fearfully and wonderfully made. Can you stand and look at your neighbor? Stand and look at your neighbor. It's part of exercise. Unajua na prevent clothes hapa. I'm a medic, so I don't want you to get a cloth. We're sitting for a long time. Stand. Get a neighbor. Get a neighbor. Stand and get a neighbor. Have them look at you. We are fearfully and wonderfully made. Fearfully and wonderfully and beautifully made. We are blessed. Yeah? Can you say? Tell your neighbor, what is the one part of your body that you love? Not answering the question. I'm the part of the body that you love. Wengine wanasema eyes don't lie, look at me. Rotate. Kuna mwingine anakuambia can you see? It says sindio. Love your body. Learn to love your body. Learn sometimes to stand in front of the mirror and appreciate how God made you. Because there is no other person There is no other person. And we change every single day, every single month. Yeah? You can sit down. When you're born with a high amount of estrogen and progesterone. Ama nichanganye lugha. Nichanganye. So ukizaliwa, kuna hormones mbili kwa mwili, especially the women, estrogen na progesterone. Unazaliwa ya mama inashuka. Yeah? Then there are ovaries. We are all born with our ovaries and our eggs. We have them. The men, they are produced every single time. Yeah? So the eggs are released every single month, but for the first 16 years of your life, they are not released. When you get to puberty, zinaanza kutoka moja. Yeah? We all have our menses. Sindio? The menses is a stage before the egg is released. There's a stage where the egg is released, and there's a stage after the egg is not released. But before we go into the technical part, and I don't want to bore you, because there's a part I will need help from a good friend of mine to explain some things. Musifunge masikio. There are some figures. If you have a phone, open your phone. Enda kwa calculator. Hizi numbers unaziandika chini tu. You're just writing them down. So write 300,000. 300,000. The next one, enda chini, next line, 8,000. See lottery. The next number is 4,000. Haipandi. Sawa. Tuko 4,000, sindio? Aya, 40. Andika 40. Next chini, andika 14.8. Mmepotea? Tulianza na 300,000, sindio? Alafu unaenda huko chini. Atu multiply, tunaenda tu tunaandika in figures tukienda chini. The next, inaitwa row ama column. 8,000. Alafu, the third one ni 4,000. Alafu, 40. What was after 40? 14.8. You're very good students, I can see. Wengine they're very good wanazikram kwa kesho. Very good. Next. Wangaza. 4%. And then 2%. So, okay, now look at me as you see those numbers. 300,000 women die of pregnancy-related complications in Africa annually. Sindio? The next number was 8,000. In Kenya, as of last year, 8,000 women were diagnosed with breast cancer. And half of those, 4,000, died. So 50% of the cases that were diagnosed died of breast cancer. And 40%, which is almost 40 out of every 100,000 women are diagnosed with cervical cancer every single year in Kenya. Yeah. Then 14.8% is the percentage of women aged between 15 to 49 years that are still undergoing female genital mutilation in Kenya. Yeah? Is that a big number? Yes. Yeah? That means at least 15 out of every 100,000. Sindio? Can be many, can be one person, it can be someone you know. 4% per every 100,000 women are diagnosed with ovarian cancer, and 2% of women per 100,000 women are diagnosed with uterine cancer between the ages 60 to 70 years. So we need to understand our reproductive health. Yeah? And when I talk about it, I will talk about our body, understanding your body, understanding your physical preventive health. We will talk about how to do self-breast exams, nutrition and lifestyle, and your sexual health and the mind. Yeah? So our body is different from a man, yes? What makes us uniquely women? What do we have that men don't have? We have ovaries. What do we outward have?
Breasts.
They have breasts, but we have breasts that develop and they produce milk, yes? We have vaginas, yes? They don't have that, yes? You have a cervix, you have a uterus. You're blessed to have a uterus, you have a fallopian tube, and you have ovaries. Yes? So it's important to learn those things. Because in the statistics that I have given you, there's cervical cancer, nimesema hiyo. There's ovarian cancer, nimesema hiyo. There's uterine cancer, have I said that? There's breast cancer. There's also vaginal wall cancer. Sindio? So you need to understand yourself. Before you take yourself to the doctor, the best doctor is you. Yes? Yourself. Sindio? And the estrogen and the progesterone that God releases in your body every single month. Now we are at 16 to 70 and plus when you're older. Is supposed to help create a lining in the uterus. So every month, God wants a baby. Yeah, God has physically made it possible for you to have a baby. See there? And the estrogen is a very good hormone. You're beautiful because you have estrogen in your body. Yeah? Have you ever seen a pregnant woman? Ako na nywele yenye inakaa poa. What else? Skin, makucha. That is estrogen working. Yes? Estrogen does all those good things. But estrogen also helps you in your bone growth. Yeah? Your brain growth. If your estrogen level is low, mood swings nakuja. Yeah? Unapata some depression. Yeah? People who are perimenopausal, you don't understand yourself. One day you're crying, the next day you're here. One day you're feeling hot, the next day the sun is like you said, you're feeling cold. There's a fluctuation. So you need to understand that estrogen and progesterone are very, very, very important. And the function of estrogen and progesterone is mainly to help you in the development of the uterus, but also in the breast. When you are 16, for us who are maybe starting to come on this other side, the breast of a 16-year-old is not the same as the breast of a 50-year-old. True or not true? But you have to appreciate that. When you don't end up plastic surgery, the breast of a 16-year-old has more connective tissue. So inasimama vizuri, it's painful at the beginning, but it's good, it's voluptuous, it's nice, good volume, yeah? But as you grow older, a lot of those connective tissues inakuwa less. Sindio? Then that place where there was fat cells and those connective tissue create spaces. Mali maziwa ilikuwa inakaa, sindio? So when you get to a certain age, you start noticing there's some discharge. Yeah, because that space imeanza kukua empty, haina maziwa, so ina change. So ni muhimu you check yourself. Because either your discharge inaweza kakua clear, ama ikikuwa na damu, what is wrong? There's something wrong and you need to go to a doctor. Yeah? So you need to understand that our bodies change based on the hormones in our system. Yes? And what we do, the food we eat might change it. The type of contraceptive that you use. Yeah? Abstinence, there is nothing you're using, you're just knowing your cycle. And there's nothing wrong with abstaining or knowing your safe days if you know your cycle. Know your menstrual cycle, know whether it's a 20, 28-day or 30-day cycle. Which means almost halfway is when your egg will be released. So kuna wenye wanajipanga. Hii ndio sahihi. Unaweza time kitaka mtoto, mmeongea na mzee, unajipanga wewe mwenyewe, si ndio? But if you are using contraceptives, it's important to know the type of contraceptive that you're using. Yeah? So because we have said estrogen is good, everything is good but to a certain point. The way God created us is from day 0 to somewhere around second week of your menstrual cycle, the estrogen level is high. But kuna nyingine inaitwa progesterone. So estrogen inatengeneza womb, ina line womb, si ndio? Inaitayarisha, inaiwekea layers ndio mayai ikikuwa fertilized inashika. But after ovulation when the egg is released, kuna nyingine inaitwa progesterone which now comes and it takes over and it maintains. So if there is no fertilization, hiyo yote inatoka kama periods, si ndio? But what happens then if you are just taking contraceptives or you don't have a baby, that prolonged estrogen can lead to a risk of you getting production of cells that become abnormal in the breast. Yes? Yeah? So when we talk of cancer, ya matiti, we talk of prolonged exposure of the body to just estrogen. So we encourage women to have babies. Yeah? Because ukipata mtoto, hiyo progesterone pia inakuwa juu. Ina break hiyo cycle ya estrogen kukaa peke yake, si ndio? Alafu unapata progesterone, yes? So, constant breaks in those upsurges ya estrogen inakuprotect against cancer, breast. As you grow older, past 40 years of age, we talk of endometrial cancer. Yeah? So it is important to know when you're menopausal ama wakati unaona kuna hot flash is coming, your age is going up. If your periods iliisha alafu unaanza kuona abnormal uterus, unaona periods imeanza tena, you should not say hey, Mungu amenibariki, hii ni period ya pili. Period ya pili after menopause ni kitu yenye you need to go and get checked. Tumeelewana? Yeah, we will all grow, we will all get to that age, yeah? So it is good to understand those hormone levels, right? But even as you start growing older, you're noticing as we grow older, our cells, our ovaries get less, so the estrogen levels are chini, which means you are at higher risk, your hormones are fluctuating. That's when we start gaining weight a bit more, yeah? Unakula kidogo lakini kilo bado inaendelea kuongezeka, yeah? So maintain a good lifestyle. Exercise if you can. Exercise tu ni routine. Kama unatembea 30 minutes active walking, si ile ya shamba. Kukula, we are 80% of what we eat. Yeah, we are 80% of what we put in the plate, right? 80% is exercise, 80% is your diet, 20% is exercise if you want to maintain weight. Yeah? So your breakfast unaweza kakula kubwa, your told lunch eat like a queen, but then supper unakula kama a pauper. Yeah, unakula kidogo and you eat early enough for metabolism to happen. Fasting, I'll not comment about fasting, but if you're consistent in your diet, there is never a place nimeona the good things. What are the good things in your diet? Yeah, the things you mentioned, the fruits, the raspberries, we talked about that. It's a traditional fruit, right? The strawberries, those are things that are rich in estrogen. Yeah. The fruits that we're taking, grapes, apples, mangoes, the antioxidants, they prevent you from getting cancer. So those are very, very important. So start learning about that hormone part and the diet that you should take. Now physically, how many people do self-breast exams, Appa? Because I've talked about it. If you want to learn, we can learn. We're going to learn quickly today. How many do self-breast exams? How many do it regularly? Yeah? Earliest way of you getting to learn about early breast cancer is by learning how to do proper self-breast exam. Sindio? So tumesema ovulation ni around day 10 to 12. Yeah? Alafu ukipata menses, 1 week. Ukipata menses, hormones inaenda chini. So at the point where it's 7 days after your menses, your breast is not tender because of the hormones. So unatafuta 1 week. Isipite 1 week after your menstrual period. Sindio? Unajeka kwa quiet room, yeah, unatafuta wakati wenye hakuna mtu atakusumbua, yeah. A self breast exam, of course, for those who are married, who have partners, your partner can help you, but you're the one who knows your breast well, sindio? So inaanza na unaoga, unaji expose, yeah. You can put a towel ama you can just stand in front of the mirror and you look at your breasts. Did God give you 2 breasts? Yes. Yeah, some have more, but did God give you 2 breasts? So una compare, ni kama they're twins, they're sitting right there. You will know one might be slightly bigger than the other, but normally, what is the shape of your breast? Has it changed? Kuna moja yenye inakaa yenye imevutwa sana, yeah? You look at it, do they look okay? Yes? Ama who is going to volunteer so that we can show each other how to do self-breast exam? Hakuna haya. Clap okay, bye-bye. Yeah? Yes, so this is what we also do when you come. So you've exposed yourself, you look at yourself. Unaangalia zinakaa aje, zimechange, hazija change, yeah? Or if there's anything, you put a mental note. And then you look at how it moves. Because when you have cancer, ama growth, ikiwa mzito, ina affect the movement of the breast. Sindio? Yeah, itakuwa nzito. Ama kama imeshikilia, the chest wall, haitasonga vizuri. So, with the hands on the side, you lift it up, and you're looking at the breast to see whether they are moving. Yeah, all the way till you're looking. Are the nipples moving together? Is the breast moving together? Then, you lift up and you take it down. So what you have done, you have checked on the movement of the breast, sindio? But pia movement, breast inakuwa pendulous. Ukinama inainama, sindio? So unataka kuangalia kama inainama sawa, sindio? So So unaangalia like this is a mirror, you're looking at the mirror, you bend as you look at the mirror. You should do this today. So you should see that the breasts are pendulous na zinasonga. Kama iko attached, haisongi, you should come to a doctor. Sawa sawa? So that is the inspection part. Yeah? Then bye ameangalia ameridhika, analala kwa kitanda chake. Alafu anaanza na which breast do you want to start with? The left one. So if she's starting with the left hand, kama amelala, hii mkono anaweka nyuma, analala chali kama ambaye kwa Mombasa Beach Hotel. And then, now I'll start with the right hand, sorry. Then she uses her left hand to examine the right breast. So, how God created the breast, it is round. See, when I break into a clock but into 4. So, kuna the inner upper, the inner lower, the outer upper, the outer lower. But God created us so that there is a bit of the breast that goes to below the armpit, inaitwa tail ya breast. So sometimes for those who are pregnant, una notice inafura mpaka huko juu. Maziwa imejaa, si ndio? So you can use, I find the circular motion very simple. So you can either start from inside, kwa nipple region, unaenda round kama saa, tusaa tudogo, unaenda circular, you use these 3. Yeah, unatumia this part. So unatizama pole pole, you're feeling, and when you're feeling, you're checking to see is there anything abnormal, is there a growth. So unaenda kama ni 12, 1, 2, 3 mpaka 12 tena, si ndio? Namalizia, then now you widen your circle, you widen the circle until you cover the entire breast. Remember the tail, si ndio? Pia ukumbuke under the armpit there are some nodes zenye zinasaidia kwa kuchukua maji kutoka kwa matiti. Uangalie kama kuna kitu chochote kimefura. Sawa? Yeah. Kimaliza mkono chini, she does the same on the other side. So the opposite hand examines the other. So if you want to start outside in or inside out, which is easier, unamalizia kwa the tail and under the armpit. But this examination is not complete until you now express. Unafinya kuhakikisha kuna discharge abnormal. So, yeah, some cancers are diagnosed because you have abnormal bleeding from the breast. Yeah, so it's important to do that. And then learn to know your body. Yeah, even from a sexual standpoint, you have to learn your body before your husband or your partner knows your body. Yeah, learn to know. There are some people ukikuwa na menses. Yes, thank you. You get bloating. That is part of the normal process of your menstrual cycle. Yeah, learn to know what is normal in terms of discharge. Yeah, some of us might not know, but then there is normal discharge and there is abnormal vaginal discharge. Then pap smear. Wangapi wanaenda pap smear? Are we above 16 years old? Are we above 16 years old? Are you sexually active? If you're above 16 years old and you're sexually active, please get an annual pap smear. This can be done from as low as a dispensary yenye SHA inalipia to as high as any other hospital. A pap smear check cells ya cervix. Tumesema what percentage of women get cervical cancer? It's a big percentage. 300,000 women are diagnosed with cervical cancer worldwide. Yeah? So that's a huge number worldwide. So pap smear is not painful. It's a bit uncomfortable, but it's not painful. Unaenda, wanakuexamine, waneka speculum, tuna brush kidogo hiyo cells zinakuwa static. Cervical cancer can be treated early. Yes, breast cancer is treatable early. Yes? Yes or no? Yes. Yeah. So learn these things early. Yeah? So we've talked about doing self-breast exam. If you're not so sure, you want a better person to do it, ask your spouse to do it, or come to the doctor and get a clinical breast exam. I'm available. You can do a clinical breast exam. You can do it. Clinical breast exam can be done at least twice a year, but self-breast exam should be done every single month by you. So, pap smear tumesema at least once a year. Yeah, and then for women who are perimenopausal or postmenopausal and you have abnormal bleeding, kindly see a gynae so that we can ensure that you're okay. Ovarian cancer is a different story. Yeah. Nutritionally, your diet affects your hormones. Yeah. So ukiona hiyo plate, chora plate round hivi. Kichora plate yako round hivi, half of it inafaa ikuwe vegetables. Na nyama si vegetable. Umeelewa? Nyama si mboga, sawa? Half of that should be mboga. A quarter of it ni protein. And then the other last quarter should be starch. Sawa. The most important in those is the vegetables and the protein. And the starch gives you energy. Do not be too underweight. Too underweight will reduce your hormones in the body. If you're overweight, your fat cells will be converted to estrogen cells, which also puts you at risk of getting all these bad things we're talking about. So you should learn. You should learn these things. Sexuality, reproductive health is because we are women. Learn to embrace your sexuality. Learn to know your body. Yeah. Ukienda mahali, this is where I need Dr. Pauline. She's my doctor here to help me translate. Yes. Dr. Pauline, please come forward so that we can talk about this. Sexuality is about you. Yeah? The man helps to give you pleasure, but he cannot pleasure you if you do not know your body. Yeah? Utamwambia what do you like? Ana kuuliza hivyo, yeye akifanya he knows what he wants. Yeah, he knows. Sindio? Yeye anajua mahali anamalizia. But for you,
lakini aninyi kama yellow.
If you don't know, nowadays these things are provided for the men. Yeah, and that's why, as Dr. Pauline said, you go to work and you're frustrated. Yeah. Raha jipe we mwenyewe. Look good. Yeah. Look good. The way you came today. Sindio? Yeah. It starts with you. Even those hormones are telling you you're looking good. You're smelling good. Yeah. Inaanza na wewe. Yeah. Learn. Even those things we're saying, lingeries are for us. So you have to know what you feel good in, yeah? So that when you walk into a place, mumesikia, hakuna haya, wewe mwenyewe unajijua. Yeah? So learn yourself, learn what pleasures you, learn what makes you happy. Don't wait for there's a sexual part which I can leave for her to describe in detail, but there's a part where the fulfillment comes from you. Kama unamwandikia message ama unataka kuandikia message mapema, yeah, kama unajua you know your man, you know how to make him ready for that time. Yeah. You should. Good vaginal, good hygiene. Yeah. Si lazima uende ufanye mambo mengi, just clean yourself well. Wear good underpants. Unaona anaenda through these things. Do not tell them to stay. Let them go. So let us learn to be. There's someone who said, was it Chebaibai who said today that someone was saying we are our own worst enemies. Let us 2024 ikiisha 2025. Let us be the best ambassadors and friends of each other. Yeah? Yeah. Yesterday I talked about ukikuwa na mshumaa uache nyingine, umezima hiyo nyingine. Yeah? Ile kibiriti ulitumia kuacha hii candle ya kwanza imeenda ama imepotea? Do you lose any light because you lit another person's candle? No. So tujiinue sisi tujiwezeshe sisi pamoja, si ndio? Yeah, ni kama firewood, ukiongeza nyingine kuna more warmth. But ukienda ukitoa wewe tu ureno. Yeah.
Urgeje mama.
Sawa.
Urgeje sio mimi.
Yeah.
Ama ile kaname matu anani urgeje.
So holistic approach to reproductive health. Know yourself. Yeah? Know yourself. Nikijua huku nyuma I look good, I will accentuate it in a manner, not too much, not too little, because it's yeah. Learn which dresses make you look good, which clothes make you look good. Yeah. Siezi nikiingia hapa ndani nitakaa tofauti, si ndio? Alafu akiingia hapa so learn what you're comfortable in. See? Yeah. So learn yourself. Learn to appreciate estrogen and progesterone. Know your ovulation. Know your cycle. Know which type of contraceptive you will use that works with you. Learn how to do a physical exam on yourself, breast exam, purpose that 2025 you will get a pap smear. Yeah. Learn your body very well, and then take care of your mind, take care of your body, take care of your spiritual well-being. Have good friends. Yeah. Have good friends, have good mentors, have good people. Surround yourself with people who wanakufanya unapanda, si ndio? Choose your environment. So, you only have one life. And because of time, I think you will stop there. Thank you very much. Thank you, Dr. Pauline. I will give this back to the speaker.
Return collaborators have Koima the Bogota negative. The Gogan Urugan to say no go missing. Sana Kuribate not a Bagapu. Organist Cap Kogo. Or even in your Cap Kogo. A moon young guy knitted and a cover knitted in your sing. Thank you.
I love who? Sorry, I'll just say this because I think a lot of people miss out. There is one thing I would say. A lot of people do not really recognize sexually transmitted infection. Kama uko na discharge ni kwa abnormal, nenda ukue tested. Si ndio? Na usiogope kuuliza mzee, ama kama wewe ni mzee na uko na discharge, kuna itchiness, kuna discharge ni si mzuri. When you get treated, remember your partner or partners. Si ndio? Maana siku hizi kumebadilika. Remember your partner or partners. Take care of yourself. Kama haja kukumbuka, waenda na umwambie tumetesti na tumepata hii shida. Babangu kunywa hii because the next time it puts you at risk of ectopic pregnancy, it puts you at risk of cervical cancer, it puts you at risk of getting collection ya pus huko ndani. So you're the one who needs to take care of yourself. And if you're young like me, like and us. You are like us, all of us, and you want to celebrate this womanhood to another level again, tomorrow we have a short also meeting to celebrate women. And for karaoke, nimetaka karaoke sana hapa, karaoke. If you're young and you want to come and just celebrate where you have come from to where you are, and you have a song that you want to sing, please join us at Mishi's. Mishi and Winnie and Lucy. We just want to create a place where we celebrate women. There are hard days. There are days where you just want to go and